Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and as you can see, I've got David Hebner, the actor, director, movie producer, and he is, as you know, the Last Evangelist TV series. He's going to be getting a jump start on that even more. And if you guys want to check that out, you can do that at thelastevangelist.com. Also, David Hebner TV, you've got that website. But I'm so excited that you're here because we've got a lot to talk about, not only the TV series, but we really want to focus on Netflix, propaganda, what's going on with Netflix. Are there things that we really need to know about pertaining to prophecy or anything of that nature? So David kind of took the floor.
Thanks, Lisa. It's good to be here with you.
Good.
And with Diesel down there on the floor, the dog.
Yes, here, watch. I'll show you. He really is. There's
You gotta show him Diesel. Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
He's like, I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
But if you hear snoring, I promise it's not me. It might be David or my little doggy down there.
Okay, so listen, I have 2 words for you guys. Watch Netflix. But not the kind of watch that you might think I'm talking about. Don't go sign up. As a matter of fact, you might want to unsubscribe after we tell you what we're going to tell you. Lisa, what's happened the past week has been, in my world, earth-shattering. It's monumental. Netflix has bought the old Warner Brothers studio down in Hollywood. I think it's called Bronson. Yeah, the Bronson Street Studios. And why is this monumental? This company, Netflix, who I'd never thought was going to go past the stage of DVDs, has moved into mega proportion. And I'm going to tie all this into, I have a reason for this, I'm going to tie it all into the system, which is the mark of the beast, which, as you know, in Last Evangelist, which is what we talk about and what we deal with. And I find all this out, Lisa, through my research of writing these episodes. And I'm going, I don't have to write anything. All I have to do is just document what's really happening today. Folks, this is happening beneath our very eyes. It's happening right in front of us, and most people aren't even aware. You know, Netflix, they have recorded, and they've pretty much estimated, but I believe it's a good ballpark, of $15 billion in revenue. $15 billion. They have 118 million subscribers, okay? And they're growing. Every day it's growing. Now, folks, this company, Netflix, is surpassing many of the, quote, old school Hollywood studios. And why does this really bother me, okay? For a couple of reasons. Number one is their programming. They have programming that is so immoral and so assaulting Christians and insulting our faith. And I want to go over a few of them. I'm not going to mention names, but I'm going to go over and to give you an idea. Number one, they have films on Netflix that are basically pornography. Okay, now they go under the auspice of, oh, it's about a porn star, but they're showing pornography. Okay, and your kids can watch this, folks. They can see this. They got another show on there, Bill Nye, who's very anti-Christian, and he's got his own show. I mean, what I'd like to see is have them have one of us on a show that promotes Christianity. I'm not sure you're going to see that too much.
I mean, even just good moral values. I mean, I don't think it's too much to ask. If we're going to have something on TV, at least make it bearable for the children for the most part, or something to that effect. But they've really crossed the line. Even if, you know, a Christian movie, or not that, I mean, I'm all for it. I want Christian movies, but in a secular generation, it's getting harder and harder even to just make that stand anymore. And they've really taken the earthly side, the immoral side, and took it to a whole new level. Christian or not, is not going to be good for a lot of your children.
Absolutely. And by the way, we do this not for us so much, and we do it for our kids. I mean, if the Lord doesn't come back, and we're around for another 50 to 100 years, God forbid, what's it going to be like if people don't stand up against this? And at least the first thing is start talking about it, which is what we're doing right here, right? And so I want to give you the third show, which really bothers me. It's a thing called Big Mouth. It's called Big Mouth. It's Netflix Teens. They put it under the Netflix Teens banner. And this basically, I think it's animated, if I'm not mistaken, but it promotes child pornography. It shows private parts. It promotes pedophilia.
And the aim is at children.
They aim it at children. They aim it at teens. And of course, they have Netflix Kids, and I've gone around and around about that, the Netflix Kids, is because they've got kids on there talking about young kids, like 10, 11 years old, talking about the body parts, their private parts, And so here's the thing, Lisa, and for you guys out there, you have to understand, when Hollywood came into existence some years after, they came up with a rating system. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, Jack Valente. They came up with this Hollywood rating system, which is what you know now is G, PG, R-rated, NC-17, which basically that's propaganda too. That's not even real, because there's more bad stuff in PG-13 and PG than there is, R-rated. Right. But here's the thing, Lisa. There is no rating system on this Netflix model. Okay, there is no rating system. So basically, people are pumping this into their homes every day. Their kids are sitting there surfing this and watching. Okay, and even YouTube monitors their stuff more than Netflix does.
More censorship, you mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, you can call it that, but at least within the censorship,
right, there
is some cutting out of the bad stuff, even though they're out.
You're not going to have porn on YouTube.
And you can search and you can get close to it, but I mean, really, their intent is to cut people like us out, the good stuff. But along with it, they cut the bad stuff out because they just don't want people rising up against them. So you're going to get more censorship on YouTube than you are a Netflix model. Okay, and so I want to encourage you guys out there that if you have Netflix, you need to research it, and every dollar that you're spending, you have to understand it's going into the Netflix bank account, which is multiplying daily. It's getting...
The hard part about that is, people, you're either going to put that into the Hollywood, via TV, cable, or you're going to put it in Netflix, another style of Hollywood, if you want to call it that, buying up Hollywood stuff. So that's the hard thing, I think, that parents have to go through. What do you say to that? I mean, really monitor what they're doing. Obviously, you're making different TV, like David Hebner TV, more clean. You're going to be uploading on Roku. Mm-hmm. So, the best thing, I guess, is ultimately you got to pay attention where your finances are going, what you're supporting, what they're watching, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. There are good shows on Netflix. I mean, they have good quality shows, obviously. But that's where the devil operates. He operates within the quality, within the mega, okay? He doesn't operate in the indies and the small stuff because he doesn't have the audience there. So you are going to lose if you decide not to go with Netflix. You're going to lose some good quality programming. But folks, if someone's putting arsenic in your food and it's a good healthy salad, but they sprinkled arsenic in your salad, are you going to eat the salad? No, you're going to throw the whole thing out. So I think as Christians, we need to be very responsible for what we bring into our home and where our money goes, right? And so this is why, we're making The Last Evangelist. By the way, folks, she's in it. She's in it. Lisa's in it. And she's going to be starring in it with me. And this is why we're making this kind of programming. Why? Because it's a TV series, CSI meets Revelation. It tells...
Last Evangelist.
Yeah, we got to put our hats on. It tells the truth about Scripture, okay? And it also, in no holds barred, we're not afraid to put God in the center of it, which is where God should be. See, what's happened with Hollywood, and this is why I don't pray for Hollywood, is they don't want to have God in the center. You're going to go gangster on me.
You go gangster.
There you go. They don't want to put God in the center of it. They want it to be, if they do, it's got to be a universal God. And I say, no. What we're doing Last Evangelist, God is the center of it, but it's not, it doesn't smell like religiosity or like a Christian movie. It's just normal to have God in the middle of it. So it tells the truth, hard-hitting action, drama, suspense, thriller. So we tell the truth. And number two is we have heroes. In this series, I've asked God, I said, God, allow me to write heroes. The good guys are good. The bad guys are bad. The good guys always supersede and win over the bad guys, which is totally scriptural. I mean, who wins at the end, right?
God.
ones at the end.
Yes,
So-
good ending to the book.
Absolutely. And so God has showed me, do not go to investors on this. Go to my people. And that's why I set up a website, lastevangelist.com. Go and sign the newsletter so I can send stuff out to you. And if God leads you to donate, there's a button on there. You can get a t-shirt, you can get hats. I can even give you Lisa for how much money would that?
Good luck.
Diesel. No. But
He'll just go lounge around your house.
but
He snores a lot. So.
But we've got to come together on this, folks. Seriously, it's all about the numbers, okay? And when I say all about the numbers, where two or more are gathered in his name, there is God. And all really we need is God. But God is clearly saying to me, David, build the community. I will help you build that. And so we're doing everything we can to get the word out. Folks, we got to come against the evil, what's happening with Netflix.
Well, not just that. I think it's also the amount of brainwashing that we get on every aspect. I've read MK Ultra, Project Monarch. You have Acorn. You have patents. Look up patents on brainwashing. On our government has literally studied telepathy and astral projecting. These are kinds of things that are not being ignored, but our government is really experimenting and really doing things with them. And so propaganda, brainwashing, they're real. It's not a conspiracy theory. It is a fact. And I try to prove that as much as I can here on my channel, which I'll bring the actual documents. You can get them via FIOA, the Freedom of Information Act. They will give you the actual file by law. They have to, as long as certain things are not classified. But definitely these things they use, and it's been admitted since since TV came out, that they want to use television, even computers now, to get you thinking on a certain mindset, which is why our freedoms are such under attack as well.
Absolutely. Now I go into part 2. Why is this happening? This is part of the system, folks. I'm convinced this is part of the mark of the beast. This is part of the end time one world government system. Netflix could be the company. If not, it's going to be a company just like it, even though I don't see how it could be. It has to be Netflix. They're going to be very instrumental, whether they're on their own or being taken over by a government entity or some other mega corporation, in actually administering the mark of the beast. Okay? You go, no, wait a minute, hold it. They're just like a company that sends out DVDs and you can fill out, hey, this company has all your information. It has your credit card. It has probably more information about you than you'll ever know. And if you take Netflix and you marry it to Amazon, I call it the supermarket to hell. And once they merge, and one day they will, you watch, that is going to be the caveat that administers or opens the door to the mark of the beast. And I want to get into that in the next show we do, of how I believe that could happen. And here's why I'm bringing this up. Because as you know, I'm writing these episodes of Last Evangelist. And when you're writing, folks, you can't just write all kinds of crazy stuff. There comes a point where people go, Heavener's lost his mind. This could never happen. So you've got to, as a writer, we have to sit down and go, how could this logically happen? And when I started investigating this and researching Netflix and Amazon and how all this is coming together to influence, you mentioned this, to mind control. And folks, this is mind control. There's no doubt about it. I didn't even sleep that night. I was up most of the night going, Lord, this is really happening right now. And no one's saying anything about it. And it's happening through our entertainment industry.
All the entertainment, yeah.
You know, when TV first came out, they would, in commercials, subliminal advertising, they would cut split-second images upside down. And even in the movie theater, you would watch it when you watch a commercial of images that they wanted to sell you, of things they wanted, of feelings they wanted you to have. Folks, it's exactly that way now, except technology has advanced to the point where it's really scary.
Agreed. Well, make sure you guys look for further interviews. I'm going to have more in the future of him. He's going to be at the Hear the Watchman conference also. As you guys know, I'll be there March, was it 23rd, 24th, 25th, around that time. So he'll be there. And if you guys want to subscribe to the newsletter, you can do that at thelastevangelist.com, and you can donate there as well. There's a donate button.
Right. Yeah, there is donate button. And also David Heavener TV. We're launching it's actually launched now, but I'm going to officially announce it in a couple of weeks. And it's just like a Netflix. We're going to counter that, of course, in a small way, but I'm believing God's going to grow it.
Absolutely. And where can they find the movie and stuff for the movie? Also on Roku. Where's it going to be available?
Yeah, the film, we're going to shoot it late. The TV series later on this year. Yeah. We're going to shoot. It will be released on David Heavener TV, which is Roku, Amazon Fire, Android TV, Cross TV, and we're adding platforms as we go. Folks, we'll have the same platform as Netflix. We will have our own Netflix, but we've got to get out there and band together and support this thing, okay? I don't want to bring in investors. I want to keep it I want to keep God's people in it and let it be God-driven.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for coming. I appreciate it. And thank you guys again for tuning into my channel here. I'm Lisa Haven, and this is
David Heavener.
Signing out.
For David Heavener TV.
There you go. Bye.